Ed Joyce, back from the World Cup. First of all, how was Australia?
Australia and New Zealand are both great. Great place to have a World Cup, obviously fantastic countries and lovely and sunny. They got behind the World Cup brilliantly out there. I thought it was covered fantastically by the media, and obviously Ireland played pretty well as well, which was nice.
Did you get much chance for a break, Ed?
We were out there for 2 weeks before we even played the first game. We had a week in Coogee, which is in Sydney, which anyone who's been to Sydney would know about, and we really enjoyed that. I think it was a great place to start the trip, and then we played a game on the 15th. We actually had 9 days in between that and the next game, so we had a good gap in between some of the games at the start, but then they came thick and fast after that.
And I know that Mark Robinson was concerned you came back in one piece. How's your fitness and how are you feeling?
My fitness is very good. I feel fine. I'm a little bit tired. I think just the weariness of having been involved in such a big tournament, I think just hit in the last few weeks, but I feel ready and raring to go. I feel like I'm playing pretty well. Obviously it doesn't guarantee you're going to get any runs, but I feel pretty good, and I think it'll be one of those things. It's a bit of a come down from such a big tournament will disappear once the season starts on Sunday.
And the season does get underway. Hampshire first up. What sort of threats do they pose in the first match of the season?
I think they're a good team. They've obviously been fantastic. One white ball team for the last 3 or 4 years. I think Dale Benkenstein's gone down there, and he obviously has a big history of doing well in 4-day cricket, and I think he's obviously made that a big focus for them. Promoted side, so it'll be a step up in terms of the quality of all week in, week out cricket, I think, for them. But I think they do have the tools to do really well. I think they've got good top 7 batters, and I think they've recruited well in Andre Adams and Jackson Bird, and got very good left armers in Wood and James Tomlinson as well. So I think they'll be competitive, no doubt about it. So it's a tough start, but we have started the season well in the last couple of years, so we're confident of doing well.
And coming on from that, it's good starts, but then a drop in form mid-season. How aware of the squad of that, Ed?
We're aware of it. We don't want to become too aware of it. I think we haven't had a huge drop off in 4-day cricket. To come third, I think you have to play, especially the last 2 seasons, you have to play well reasonably consistently throughout the year. We've had maybe a couple of bad games here and there, and I think that's been due to maybe a lack of depth, as you just spoke about in the press conference there. We've obviously signed 2 bowlers who luckily we have, because we've actually had a couple of injuries now, so we've probably only got 4 fit seamers, but they're 4 pretty dangerous seamers when on their day. So I think once we get the guys who are injured back, hopefully mid-May, start of June, we should have a nice stable of bowlers. I think we need to get enough runs in the board. We've had generally over the last couple of seasons, we've had 2 or 3 people who've had big seasons, and then maybe a couple of others who haven't had such big seasons. So I think if we can play well as a unit, which we should do with that top 7, we should get enough runs for the bowlers to bowl at.
How strong is the desire both from you and within the camp to win a championship?
Well, personally, it's a huge ambition. I've never done it. I've won a couple of 2020s, a couple of 40 overs, and been to a 50 over final, never won that one. So it would be fantastic to tick off a couple of boxes this year and win both of those. But if I could choose one, I'd definitely be the championship.
And in terms of the championship, the fact that the squad has been strengthened, you mentioned the bowlers, they're going to be out for a while, Jimmy Anion and Lewis Hatchett. What are the 2 new bowlers brought to the side, Ed?
Well, they brought pace, which is obviously handy. I think they both brought a bit of edge with them as well. Ajmal's come in, and he's a very extroverted guy, and we sometimes need that in our change room, which can be a bit quiet at times. So I think he's really added a lot of spice off the pitch, and he's added a bit of spice on the pitch as well. He gets stuck in and tells the batsman what he thinks, and in a nice way, sometimes not so nice way. But I think he's a great guy to have in our change room. It's nice to have him on our team for once. Not telling us what he thinks of us, but so as I said, he's been fantastic, hugely skillful bowler. I think by his own admission, he's probably underperformed the last 2 or 3 years, and we're just trying to let him go and let him do his thing and trying to attack and take wickets, and hopefully that does the job for him. Tamal's obviously got huge pace. I think, as Rob already said, he's someone who's got a lot more confidence maybe with the white ball in his hand at the moment, and we're trying to let him go as well, let him just find his way in red ball cricket. He's hardly bowled really in sort of relative terms in his first class career, so we need him to not only be able to scare people but get people out, but he'll find his way as long as he plays the games and he's allowed to express himself and have the odd bad spell and bad day, then I think he'll find his way.
Finally, on a personal basis, you had a fantastic season last year with the bat. How difficult is it going to be to replicate that?
pretty difficult. I think last year's is about as well as I can play, being perfectly honest. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I can average more this year and play better, but I would snap your hand off now because someone could say I could have the same season.
Lovely. Ed Joyce, thanks for joining us.
Cheers.